So if you've been following me for a while, you've seen this guitar, you know about this guitar, but you might not know the backstory of this guitar. So this is it. So today I'm talking about my LA Custom 7-string RG752, technically an RGR because it has a reverse headstock. The story behind it is kind of cool, so let's get into it. This is going to be a series called either Tim's Vault or Tim's Gear Garage or whatever it may be. It's just going to be me showing off the collection of guitars or gear or pedals, amps, whatever I have that I've amassed over the last 20 plus years of playing guitar, because I still have a lot of stuff from when I started. I still have, things that I should have gotten rid of years ago. I did want to kick the series off with a guitar that everyone is familiar with, so that's why we have this right here. This is the very first custom guitar that Ibanez gave to me, and I cherish it. It's one of my favorites. It's been my workhorse for the last 5-6 plus years, and it's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. So back in 2016, I called Mike over at Ibanez with an idea. I had fallen in love recently at the time with a Ibanez RG1527M. Now those 1527Ms, they came with an edge on it. I'm not really a big floating trem guy, but I loved the look of the guitar. It was a metallic white body, black headstock, and a maple board. I thought it looked awesome. It had some gold flake in there. It just looked really good. And I said to him, I was like, hey, how can we make that guitar or recreate that guitar with a fixed bridge? After talking and coming up with a couple ideas, we decided that we would order a RG752 FX, just the regular Galaxy black one, and take the neck off of one of the Wenge top 752s, which was a bird's eye board and a matching Wenge headstock. Take that neck, put it on the body, paint the headstock and the body metallic white or pearl white, as I actually wanted, and we would go from there. It was a bit of a workaround, but it was a solid plan. Should be easy because it was just a refinish, but unfortunately it wasn't too easy. Almost a year passed before me and Mike realized that the Galaxy Black 752s at that point had been discontinued. They had a bunch on back order, but because they were discontinued, they weren't coming in, so that's why my guitar wasn't being built, or there was no progress, unfortunately. By the time 2017 rolled around, I still hadn't gotten it, and I was like, well, how can we figure this out? Fortunately, I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace, which at the time was very new, and I found a Galaxy Black 752 for not that expensive, and I decided to go buy it just to have. And I hit up Mike and I said, hey, would you be willing to take this guitar and kind of form a plan with this guitar, since you would have a body? Unfortunately, waiting that long, the Wenge tops were out of commission. They were discontinued as well, so I couldn't get the maple neck that I wanted with the bird's eye board. It's a bummer, but sometimes shit happens. But luckily, Ibanez agreed, Mike agreed, and everybody over at the custom shop agreed that because it took so long, they'd help me out. And because I couldn't get the neck that I wanted, they would decide that they would build a neck for me. They would do a maple board, reverse headstock, and a maple and Wenge 5-piece neck, which I was obviously very happy about. So the plan was set in place, and we're off to the races. After a couple of months of me waiting for the guitar, now that we had a plan and it was being built and I was really excited, it was the longest 3 months of my life personally, as far as guitars go, that is. After those 3 months, this bad boy showed up, and when I got it originally, I was like completely mind blown. It was exactly what I wanted, white pickups, fixed bridge. We changed a couple things electronically, which I'll get into, but it is literally what I wanted. So to go over the guitar, to start out, it came with a basswood body. Now, I'm more of a fan of mahogany, but basswood's not bad either. Basswood is pretty much what Ibanez uses as their base wood. most of their guitars are built out of basswood. You'll get mahogany or ash or, some sort of other wood, certain times alder, depending on the body or depending on the guitar itself. But most of the time, your typical RGs are going to be made out of basswood. So that's what the 752s were made out of. Since this was a production body, boom, it's a basswood body. Originally, I had a set of Seymour Duncan pickups in it. Right now, I have a custom set of Guitar Murray pickups. Who knows? I might be swapping those out soon. Not sure. They're cool, just not really what I really want. So as far as electronics go, typical of most of my guitars, I'm a big fan of the single volume, a 3-way blade, and a coil tap. I enjoy the coil taps just to get a little single coil pickup action out of my pickups. 3-way blade, I like a little bit more as opposed to a pickup toggle. Pickup toggles like a Les Paul style, not really a fan of. As far as the board goes, we have a maple board with a maple neck. It's a maple and Wenge 5-piece. So you got your 2 little skunk stripes in the back. I do like the maple board on this a lot. I did do the larger offset dot inlays. Now, for customs, I do like the offset dots. Some people have left justified and then right justified once you hit the higher register, but I kind of like them all right here. It's easier to see in the dark as well because it's a maple board. They're massive and they stick out. That's why I enjoy them. And then to top it off, reverse headstock. I always liked the way that Ibanez headstocks looked, but reverse headstocks will always have a special place in my heart. This thing's rad. Another cool thing about this guitar is the paint. So originally, the 1527s came with a metallic white, which their metallic white, it was kind of like a gold flake in there, and the flakes were massive. But I didn't really like it too much. I kind of wanted more of a pearl, like a pearlescent white. I think the light refracts off it really cool, gives it kind of like a purpley feel when the light hits it in certain ways. So pearl white, in my opinion, is just a top-notch color, and that's why I went with it on this one. We kind of went like 50% pearl. We didn't go full pearl because on this one I was like, I don't know how much I really want, because if I went full pearl, you can't go back. If I wanted to do more pearl than this, we could eventually work that out. But I went with like a 50% pearl. So this is a little bit more subtle than a lot of other pearl white guitars that you would see from Ibanez. But I really love how the finish came out. Like I said, this guitar has been my old faithful for the last 5+ years, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. This run that we're out on now, I did leave this at home, not playing it currently, just because I feel like it needs a little bit of break, but this will be back out with me towards the end of the year. What's cool about it is that this is kind of the precursor to my FR custom, which obviously I'll be doing a video on eventually. The FR Custom was kind of a spin-off of this, if you've seen that. The FR is the telly style shape that Ibanez does, which I absolutely love. And then from that custom FR that I have in pearl white, I might have something else in the works coming out within the next couple months. So you'll have to pay attention to my Instagram and all my socials to make sure that you don't miss that. So that's it. There you have it. That is my custom RGR752. Absolutely love this guitar. It is getting beat up a little bit too much, but I do like beat up guitars. I like guitars when they look worn in and used. I don't like guitars when they're too nice, because it basically shows that they're not being played properly. I think guitars, especially touring guitars, should be beat up. They should look a certain way. They shouldn't look like they're a case queen. Obviously, there's certain guitars that should be in absolute pristine condition, but this isn't one of them. If you're a touring musician and your guitars are absolutely perfect, I don't know if I trust you. But yeah, so that's this guitar. If you like this video, definitely hit subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know what you think about this guitar in the comments, or if you have any cool guitars that I have that you want to see or you want me to talk about. I'll see you guys next time.